So I hope you are all well.
Yes, Maharaj. We are all right now.
Okay. What about the COVID? Are all of you well and safe from the COVID?
Yes, Maharaj. I got affected. I was hospitalized and then I became okay. So
When was that?
that was in February.
Acha.
So, yes, Maharaj. So I remained there for 7 days and then it was okay.
Where were you?
I'm in Indore, Maharaj. I am Indore.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
And okay. And what are you're teaching there?
Yes, Maharaj. I'm teaching business ethics and sociology here. I am Indore. Yes.
Okay. Fine. So we can discuss later about sociology.
Yes, Maharaj. Of course.
Because sociology is dominated by the leftist viewpoint.
Yes, Maharaj, of course.
So we can discuss another time.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay.
Now, Raman Manohar Prabhu is affected by COVID and he's still in hospital. He has joined from hospital only.
Who?
Raman Manohar Prabhu.
Where is he?
He is in IIT Patna now.
Okay.
There.
Oh my God, acha.
So, Raman Manohar Prabhu, are you there?
Yeah, he's there, I think. He's there.
Yes, he is there. Ranjan Mehra. Yes.
Oh, he has COVID.
Yes, Maharaj.
In Patna, right?
Right now, I think he's in Odisha, but he serves, yeah, he is.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Kemati Achanti.
I am in hospital.
Oh my God. Are you on oxygen support?
I am in hospital.
Are you on oxygen support?
Just yesterday, 2 days back, stopped.
So oxygen support has been taken off from yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So did they make you do proning? You know what is proning? Proning, have you heard of proning?
Now, I am in my brother's nursing home.
No, I'm asking, do you know what is proning? Proning kya hai, pata hai na?
Nahi.
Proning. Okay, so what I will do is after we finish, then I will stay on in this Zoom call and I will meet you separately and explain to you what is proning. It is medically approved way of increasing the oxygen saturation level in the blood.
Yes.
Okay, so I will tell you after this meeting is over. You stay on, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so now you just relax and sit. Okay. And I hope everybody else is well. Nobody else had the COVID amongst all of you who are here on the call today.
No, Maharaj, everybody else is all right now. Yes.
And I suppose all of you are in different... You are all in different places, I suppose.
Yes, some of them are in Kanpur, some of them are in Vrindavan, and in different places.
Okay. Fine. So all are basically ex-IIT Kanpur.
Some of them are still in IIT, like Abhishek Jaiswal and Subhendu Samant. He has joined as a faculty in IIT Kanpur.
Okay. Very nice.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. So you have joined as a faculty there, in what subject?
Electrical engineering Maharaj.
Okay. Very nice. Okay.
And Maharaj Tharun Prabhu has joined as a faculty in ISM Dhanbad.
Who?
Tharun Reddy Prabhu.
Where? As what?
As a faculty.
Teaching what?
Same electrical engineering. He was the PhD student of sir.
Okay, okay. Very
Prabhuji,
nice.
he is now in Roorkee actually.
Oh, he is Roorkee now.
Moved to Roorkee, IIT Roorkee. Yeah.
Acha, acha. Okay, okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Bagunnara?
Yes, Maharaj Bhavana.
Okay, okay. Very nice. And how many of you are on the call today are still studying in IIT Kanpur?
Yes. So can you please raise hands who are starting in IIT Kanpur still?
Raise your electronic hand.
Yes.
Okay, Abhishek Jaiswal, Anshul Agarwal, Ravi Prakash, Hari Om Birla. Okay, very fine. And how many are still based in Kanpur? Okay, Preetham is also there. Raj Kumar is also there. Okay. So you are still in Kanpur. Okay, fine. But basically, all of you are either presently in Kanpur IIT or you have been associated with IIT Kanpur in the past.
Yes, Maharaj.
You are alumni of
Yes.
IIT Kanpur in some way.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay. So I'm very, very happy to be with all of you. Radhakant Prabhu wrote me an SMS asking if I could be with you when you are observing the 20th anniversary of Lila Purushottam Prabhu beginning preaching in IIT Kanpur. So it's a magnificent service that has been done. I remember meeting him first when he was a brahmachari in Bhaktivedanta Institute in Juhu in Mumbai. And so I knew that he was a scientist and all that. That was how we were told. So I used to visit Juhu sometimes for some work or some classes or something like that. So this was, I think, about roughly 2000, a little after 2000, perhaps. I'm not sure. Huh? Sorry?
No, Maharaj, somebody just unmuted accidentally. So, Lila Govindu, can you?
Yes.
Maharaj, please.
Yeah, so I don't remember the exact year, but it was before 2004, that's for sure, because in 2004 I went to Vrindavan. So it was sometime much before that, maybe around 2000 plus minus something. And so I was very happy to meet him there. That was the first time I met. And we had very nice exchanges. And then he moved to IIT Kanpur as a faculty. I don't remember if he went any other place before that, but anyway, he went to IIT Kanpur. He was there. He started preaching there. And when I came to Vrindavan to serve there in 2004, he was already in IIT Kanpur. My first visit to IIT Kanpur was in 1996. That was when we was observing Srila Prabhupada's 100th birth anniversary. So on that occasion, I had done a lot of programs in colleges and universities all over India, and also some in Nepal, Tribhuvan University, but mostly in India. All the major towns and even the smaller towns we had done. So we had covered almost, I think, 150 cities and towns. So on that occasion, I had gone to IIT Kanpur, and I could see the potential there. There was already some devotees who were there. There was one devotee who was doing his PhD at that time in IIT, and he had hosted me, and then he had helped for organizing some programs in IIT Kanpur. I could not do the programs myself, but I just went for organizing and preparing the ground for it. So that was my first visit, and I could see that there was enormous potential over there. Of course, prior to that, from 1988 or 89 onwards, I had been going to IIT Mumbai, Powai. So I already was aware of, the potential of having programs in IIT, and so many bright students could become devotees there. So when I heard that Leela Purushottam Prabhu had become a faculty member in IIT Kanpur, I was very happy. And then he invited me to come to IIT Kanpur. So then I went there. And I went there a couple of times, on several occasions, actually, in the years while I was in Vrindavan, and also after I left Vrindavan in 2009. After that also I did go a couple of times. And each time I went, it was a very, very enlivening experience for me. Because there were so many students who were very eager to know and very inquisitive, very intelligent, and they were from all over the country. And so this was very fertile preaching ground. So it was very inspiring for me as a preacher to go there. And college preaching had been my first love for many years. And since the college preaching program on Prabhupada's centennial stopped, after that was almost several years I did not do college preaching actively, not much, just occasionally here and there. Before that, I was very, very active in college preaching. So for almost 8 to 10 years, perhaps, I didn't do that much of college preaching. I got caught up in other services. And coming to IIT Kanpur again rekindled that old fire. But then I was already too absorbed in management services in ISKCON Vrindavan. So I could not get much time really to come. But when I did come, it was always very inspiring to be among so many bright students who were very eager to know. And that challenge was there because many of the students were bright and they used to ask very good questions. And even in the public programs, in the auditorium and all that, when the big classroom, there used to be many non-devotees, boys who used to come, also new boys. And they would ask sometimes some challenging questions, sometimes very good questions, even if they were challenging. So it was like a very enlivening experience to be in that kind of an atmosphere after being in management all the time. And this was like a breath of fresh air for me. So coming to IIT Kanpur was always inspiring for the students. And very importantly also because I saw Leela Purushottam Prabhu there, who was extremely dedicated and who made a lot of sacrifices for the sake of the preaching there. Initially, when I went, I stayed in his house on a couple of occasions. Each time I went, he opened up his house and one room was there for me, and he and his family would adjust in the other portions of the house. So, and he was totally absorbed in the preaching, totally involved in that. And I was very much impressed to see his dedication and sacrifice, because it's one thing for a brahmachari, or a bachelor even, to have this level of dedication and spend so much time for the preaching. But for the grihastha, who has children and family and plus an active teaching life where he has to teach technical subjects and all that, for a person like this to be so dedicated and spend so much time for this and so much energy was something that was very, very good to see. And the one thing I noticed was that he was completely shall we say, his house was open for the students to come and go. There was hardly any privacy that his family had. The boys would come, they would go at any time. And he was also available for them at any time. The kind of time he spent for everyone, the kind of energy and dedication, his preaching spirit was all very, very nice to see. So it indicates that basically in Krishna consciousness, the ashram, that is the brahmachari ashram or grihastha ashram, sannyas ashram, etc., is not really a consideration, because one should practice and preach Krishna consciousness, whatever one's ashram. And we see in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised the Kurma Brahmana, Jare dakho tare kaho Krishna upadesh, amar agjai guru hona taro ei desh. Because the Kurma Brahman wanted to leave his house and go with Mahaprabhu in his travels. And Mahaprabhu said, no, you have to stay back and do your family duties, but you must always chant Hare Krishna, and you must, whoever you meet, you must tell them about Krishna consciousness. And the Kurma Brahman followed that. So essentially, for all of us, including the Grihasthas, this is a sutra, for a kind of a direction or an instruction for all of us, that whoever we meet, we should try to tell about Krishna. Of course, it has to be done in a way that is palatable to them, in a way that they can relate to, they can understand. So the presentation will have to be different. The way one might present Krishna consciousness in a village where there are simple village folk, maybe many of them not educated, etc., will be one kind of approach. When you're preaching to, let's say, children, very small children, there may be another kind of approach. So when you are preaching to devotees, you may speak in one way. When you're speaking to young people who are very educated and intelligent in a premier institution, many of them are not devotees at this time, so you have to present in different ways. So I could see that Leela Purushottam Prabhu was also presenting Krishna consciousness in a very appropriate way, in a way that the students could relate to. And because he had a very fine science and technical background, so he could, they could relate to him, and he could speak in a language that would impress them also. Because he had has a genuinely deep understanding of modern science and technology. So therefore, and he's always been on the cutting edge of such technology, where there's artificial intelligence, robotics, and such things. So which is very much closely connected to consciousness. And his stay in BI in Mumbai, in Juhu, probably also gave him more realizations about this. So he was able to speak in many and present many aspects of Krishna consciousness from an angle that perhaps others would be able to understand and relate to. And of course, he was also very devoted, a very faithful devotee, and the sanskars of devotion were very strong. That is one thing with people from Orissa, where the sanskars are actually very strong, land of Lord Jagannath. That is a good fortune that from childhood, the sanskar, the sanskriti, that culture, and the upbringing is very much a part of the Odian culture. Of course, now I suppose things are changing when things are becoming more and more materialistic. But definitely, I could see that he was, it was deep in him, the Krishna conscious part. He had staunch faith, a natural faith, like many I've seen from Orissa. So these were some very nice aspects that I saw And his family was also supporting him nicely. They also made a lot of sacrifices. You see, so overall, my visit to IIT Kanpur was, shall we say, very important for me and very enlivening for me, not only from the point of view of it rekindling my old desires for preaching and giving me an opportunity to do that in a quality atmosphere, and by seeing such bright students and engaging with them in Krishna conscious discussion, but also to see Leela Purushottam Prabhu and his dedication and commitment and so on over there. So that is one thing. Another point that I want to make is that you see, success in any field requires consistent effort and dedication. You have to continue doing it. And especially when it is preaching. We cannot think that we'll just do it one time and then we'll forget about it. Then it doesn't happen. Consistent cultivation, follow-up, personal care of the individual prospective devotees is very important. Leela Purushottam Prabhu used to do that also. He would sit with each and every devotee and talk about them and so on. So talk about their issues, and if they needed any guidance or anything else, he was always happy to help in any way. But the consistency, just steadily staying on, putting your head down and just continuing with that work, that is a very important formula for success. So now it is 20 years. So this is one reason, this is another reason rather for the success, that he has just stayed there and continued preaching year after year, year after year. Despite his other engagements, when Bhaktivedanta Gurukul and International School responsibility came up for him, he would have to go to Vrindavan very often. And there were many issues from Vrindavan that he would have to deal with, even if he was in Kanpur physically. So he had to give a lot of time and energy for the Bhaktivedanta Gurukul activities. But nevertheless, he never stopped the IIT Kanpur preaching. That always continued. So that is actually the real reason why so much success has been achieved in IIT Kanpur. And many batches of students have passed out, and so many of them have become devotees. And these devotees are now spread out over various places in India, as well as, I suppose, there must be many outside the country also. So, and it's not that preaching in an institution like this is without its challenges. Definitely there were challenges also, because people will say, why is a teacher or a professor, engaging in religious activity and so on? And then other members people may get envious. What is he doing here? Why is he doing all this? In a technology institution like IIT, why should there be so much religious, activity? So many things could come up, and so he had to face all those challenges, plus the pressures of having to look after the devotees, give his classes for the devotees, plus give his lectures and do his administrative duties in the Department of Engineering, Electrical Engineering, where he was. So all in all, it has been a very, very accomplished and illustrious career in Krishna consciousness, combined with the professional career. So it is something that I'm sure Srila Prabhupada will be pleased with, because so many people have been introduced to Krishna consciousness and have developed and have grown in their Krishna consciousness. Whilst there, and also after having left Kanpur, they have, continued the Krishna consciousness and taken on many, many responsible services and so on. So I am very much happy to be part of of this program here today, where you're observing 20 years of Leela Purushottam Prabhu's preaching in IIT Kanpur. I still remember that large classroom, auditorium type of a classroom where I gave a couple of classes in the evening. It's in one of the departments, I don't remember now which department or whatever, but it was very nice. I also remember my visits to that center that you had. I don't know if it is still there, which is in the staff side, just outside the wall, boundary wall of IIT Kanpur. We had to go in through that narrow lane, and there was a door on the first floor. We had that.
Yes, Maharaj, that is ashram, Nankari ashram.
Okay, is that still there?
Yes, Maharaj, that is still there, and Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya is still there.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
Some devotees, some students are staying there in ashram. Pritam Prabhu and they are staying there.
Okay, excellent. So I remember I went, so on my visits to IIT Kanpur on a couple of occasions, and that center had already been started. So I went there also for classes. Sometimes we used to do classes in Leela Purushottam Prabhu's house also. That was before the center came up. The earlier part, it was in the house, and later in the center. So my stay at IIT Kanpur has always been very pleasant and very enlivening. I like the peacocks and the open spaces, the greenery, and so all of
Once
that.
I remember, Maharaj, you saw in the morning a lot of peacocks were roaming around, and you said, it's like Vrindavan, It's
Yes. Even in Vrindavan today, we don't find so many peacocks as I saw in IIT Kanpur. So anyway, overall, these are some of my remembrances. Some of the devotees from those old days, I still am in touch with some of them, but some of them I'm not in touch with. Anyway, it is a pleasure to be with all of you, and I hope that for those of you who are still studying in IIT Kanpur, that you will continue your Krishna consciousness, and after you pass out, then wherever you go, you will continue it. For those of you who have passed out and you are located in different places, either doing some job in the industry or perhaps in some teaching institution or even in some temple or something like that, that all of you will continue to flourish in your personal practice, your service, and your preaching of Krishna consciousness. Okay, so please convey my very warm regards to Leela Purushottam Prabhu and my appreciation for all the years of service and dedication and sacrifice that he has done. And I must also thank his family for sharing in that sacrifice and dedication. So we cannot omit to mention them. So please convey my gratitude to the family also, and to his wife in particular, who has really supported and taken on so much austerity.
Yes, Maharaj, of course. So
Okay.
thank you, Maharaj. Can we ask something, Maharaj?
Yes, sure.
As we accompanied, you accompanied some of the in some of the trips where IIT Kanpur students also went. Do you remember any such trips where or something about those trips, if you can?
Well, I remember once I stayed in the guest house. That's what I think in one occasion, two occasions, there was some guest house room and I stayed there. But my remembrances of the boys have always been very pleasant, very nice. Especially the questions. We used to have Bhagavatam class in Leela Purushottam Prabhu's house or in the center. And so many questions would be asked. And it was very engaging, enlivening, long discussions. And so that was a very nice part that I remember with those discussions. all from different backgrounds and all parts of the country, from Kerala to Odisha to Bihar to Haryana to Delhi to Rajasthan to Gujarat. From everywhere there were students. So those remembrances are definitely there. Yeah.
So Radhakant Prabhu, do you have any other question from us?
Maharaj, we're very grateful that you came. Actually, initially, I thought of having a personal interview, like personal phone call with you. But then I got this idea that let's have a Zoom meeting so that others can also take benefit of your association. So I'm very grateful, Maharaj, that you shared your realizations. In fact, Abhay Chetan Prabhu Maharaj, I remember that he came from one of the auditorium programs. That in one of the auditorium programs, that was his beginning of Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Maharaj. That was in 2008 when I joined PhD program. You visited IIT Kanpur and we had a program in L7. It was a very big lecture hall.
Acha.
And you had a 5-day program there.
Yes. Do you remember the topic?
Yes, Maharaj. All these, God, soul, Prakriti, all those topics were taught in those 5 days.
That topic was 5 aspects of absolute truth. 5 aspects of absolute truth.
5 aspects of absolute truth.
Yes.
So I still have all those recordings, PowerPoints. In fact, I'm using those PowerPoints in my class.
Okay.
So I'm teaching a course here, Essentials of Human Values. So that is also a 10-session course, and I'm using some of your PPTs, adding something and making a 10-session course.
Okay. Yes. Very nice.
So that time, on the last day, you took us to IIT in a Kanpur temple, ISKCON temple. And I asked you a question, Maharaj, whatever I'm learning in sociology, this is just antithetical to whatever there in Bhagavad Gita. So you asked me to unlearn those things and learn these things. I'm trying to do that. Yes, Maharaj, that was the beginning of my Krishna consciousness. Sar was not there at that time, but after 6 months, Sar came back from Ireland.
Okay.
Continued.
Very nice. And there are many others who passed out. I suppose they're all in different places, right? All spread out everywhere.
Yes, one comment, Maharaj, from a devotee, Rajesh Prabhu. He was also in IIT in those days. He's in France now. He just sent a message in the chat box that he's not able to speak because he's in some meeting, but he was saying that he'd like to express his gratitude to you.
Okay.
Sachidanand Vigraha Prabhu, he also came through the auditorium program. He's now serving full-time in Dehradun Center. Also, Maharaj will be happy to know that now Leela Pushpa has started 2 other preaching centers, one in Dehradun and one in Ranchi. So some of the devotees, they have joined full-time in those preaching centers.
Say that again, the last part.
Whereas some of the devotees, they have joined full-time in those preaching centers.
Oh, very nice. Where are the preaching centers?
Dehradun, Maharaj, in Dehradun.
Dehradun. Okay.
Ranchi.
Excellent. Very nice. Yeah.
So devotees have taken saffron also. So they are
very nice.
Yes, Maharaj. So Maharaj, another initiative I have started is called Learn Gita, Live Gita.
Acha.
So that's an online program which has 10 sessions, and it's a course. It's designed by Sir. And we have almost 1,000 students now, 1,100 students now. And we had 2 convocations already. Some students have passed out, and already 1,100 students are there. And the target is to reach the whole world through that program called Learn Gita, Live Gita.
Okay, excellent. Wonderful. Very nice.
And it has a mentoring program. Like one mentor has 30-35 students with him, and he will personally take care of those 30-35 students. So when they pass out, they will take care of others. So like that.
Okay, okay. Very good, very good. Excellent. And I think Ravi wants to ask some question or say something. He has raised his hand.
So Ravi Prakash.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanwar Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
So actually we are currently student at IIT Kanpur. I'm in PhD.
Ravi Prabhu, you have a lot of echo from your.
As you were speaking, we have witnessed the similar kind of reciprocations with Sir. That he has opened his whole house for the preaching program, and he has dedicated his whole life with his family, with the privacy thing. Even regarding, I would like to add some of my experience in recent time in COVID time, in when this COVID started. So a lot of us were facing we were not comfortable at home. Some of them were stranded here and there. So Sir arranged for their stay in IIT, near IIT, that center which you were talking about. And we came here. Even the BTech students, they came here. We were practicing very nicely, and Sir was engaging us very nicely in his like every day we had programs from last 1 year, and we had regular chanting and kirtan programs for devotees to cope up well in their family if somebody was ill, and they were deriving a lot of strength from the personal example of Sir, how he was very well situated in Krishna consciousness in these difficult times. Actually, it was many of our devotees we saw were very weak, and we were even personally all of us. So we saw a personal example of his guest Srila Purushottam Prabhu, and still in these very difficult times we are regularly associating with him. Recently in Ramayana, when Lord Ram appearance, there was extended lectures. Sir was giving every morning, evening, and there was quizzes based on that on Ram Navami. So we didn't feel that we are not there in IIT Kanpur. So it was a very even in personal life, I had been actually professionally related. So I have seen very closely. I have traveled with him. So I have seen one of the best personality in my life, and I would like to be always get his association, be with him every time.
Very nice, Ravi Prakash. Very good. Just continue on with your Krishna consciousness like this, in this mood, in this spirit. Okay. All the best to you.
Thank you, Maharaj. So, Anmol Prabhu, you want to ask something to Maharaj?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanwar Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, I am Anmol. I passed out in 2016. And since then I have...
So we can see you when you speak. So
can you please switch on your video, Prabhuji? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj. So I had the fortune. Yes, I just wanted to add that I had the fortune of associating with Sir for 4 years, from 2012 to 2016, and even after that, it has been 5 years since I've been working in a private firm, and recently I had the good fortune of meeting Sir at Ranchi Center, wherein I committed to service mission. So Sir was very happy, and actually for 5 years I was like on and off and not very regular. I was not regularly in touch with Sir. But one thing I wanted to mention is that the best part of Sir and also Mataji is that they never forget any of the students. There are so many students who have passed, who in their 20 years of career, who have come to them and continued or left, but they never forget anyone. And we might forget them, but they never forget. And even after 5 years, when I had recently, when I was talking to Mataji, she was able to tell me that, what was my nature 5 years back. She was able to exactly tell, and she was able to tell that she was now experienced the way I was telling. So she was telling that now there is a transformation in you. So sir, so Maharaj, I just wanted to mention that they never forget anyone, and at any point of your life, if you want to come back if you want to serve their mission in a much better way, they will always give you a chance. So they're very merciful, and also sir's attitude is that he will just go on preaching. Like he doesn't really matter to him whether people I mean what people think about him. That is the least of concerns for him. He will just continue with his preaching, and if you want to join, if you want to assist him, then he'll be more than happy. Otherwise, also he just wants you to continue. He's like very selfless, and he just wants you to continue in Krishna consciousness.
Very nice, Anmol. So continue on with your Krishna consciousness and transmit this message of Krishna consciousness to others. Just as you have received, now you share with others. Okay?
Yes, so he has full-time committed to, now he will be doing full-time in preaching.
Oh, very good. Where? In Dehradun?
Wherever sir will send him.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Actually mentioned that he might send me to Dehradun or to Vrindavan.
Okay. Very nice.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, so Pritam Prabhu, you have any question for Maharaj?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, actually, I'm right now pursuing PhD under Leela Purushottam Prabhu. Like I have been here for past 8 years. Masters and PhD I have pursued from here under Prabhuji's guidance. So, personally, like I think he is one of the most intriguing personalities. He intrigued me a lot. So that was one of the main reasons I took up Krishna consciousness. I couldn't understand how a person can be like this. So that was how I started practicing, and slowly, very slowly. It is very difficult to understand him, even after so many years. But slowly, under his guidance, under senior devotees' guidance, I am able to get a hang of the principles of Krishna consciousness. They are very deep rooted in him, and I request you to bless all of us that we can understand him much better and work according to his desire. So that is one thing, Maharaj, I wanted to say. Another one is although I have been here for such a long time, we haven't been able to get your association here. So it is, and also right now, because due to COVID, we are able to associate on screen. So I really sincerely request you that a lot of upcoming devotees are here. If you can spend some time with us, and because we have heard from our seniors how Abhay Chaitanya Prabhu, he was always glorifying the time he spent in your association. So we developed a lot of desire, but unfortunately we couldn't get much of your association. So even on the online platform, at least if we can get a series of lectures, we would be very much grateful, Maharaj.
Yeah, Pritam, I will try. Definitely, I'll be happy to be with all of you. Physically coming to Kanpur, of course, is not feasible now, at least for quite some time.
Yes,
but online, possibly sometime it may be possible. We can do it. Yes, that we can see. Okay. So my best wishes to all of you, and gratitude to all of you who have been assisting in the preaching and participating in the preaching mission, and with prayers that you should continue your Krishna conscious activity personally as well as in terms of spreading the message to others. Okay, so thank you very much.
So, Maharaj, many people are new. Actually, from that Lawn Gita, Leap Gita session, they have joined here. Some of them. So,
okay.
Radhakant Prabhu, for their benefit, can you please tell something about Maharaj to them? So that
no need.
Actually, Maharaj, I thought of introducing in the beginning, but somehow.
Don't worry, it's okay. No need for.
I think just one or two, just 1 minute. So maybe mostly most of the devotees know
No
Maharaj.
need for that. No need. It's okay. It's okay.
So we are very, very grateful, Maharaj, that you gave your valuable time and shared your realizations and your experience teaching in IIT Kanpur. Actually, Maharaj, we are coming out with a small, Abhay who has taken up that service of coming out with a small memoir, like kind of memories of different devotees and those students who have studied and sannyasis and senior devotees like you. So as a part of that initiative, we are trying to contact some of the devotees. So somehow Krishna inspired me. I mean, I asked you to please, if you can give a Zoom session, and you kindly agree. And all the devotees very happy when they heard that they are going to share your memories. So Maharaj, please bless all of us, and that we can all progress in our journey in Krishna consciousness. We have many devotees here, Maharaj. I think we have Harikesh Prabhu and Madhusudan Prabhu. Others would like to say some before we conclude. Maybe Harikesh Prabhuji like to say something.
Is he there?
Yes, Maharaj. We have Madhusudan Mukund Prabhu Maharaj. He's also, he has taken, now he's in charge of Ranchi.
Okay.
Like to speak something, Madhusudan Prabhu?
Ranchi, very nice.
Maharaj, Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Am I audible, Maharaj?
Yes.
Maharaj, please come sometime to Ranchi also after this COVID is over. So you please come sometime in Ranchi. Bless us.
Yeah, let us see. I cannot promise. Ranchi is a little bit out of the way.
Yeah.
First, I think we will let this COVID situation.
After the COVID is over, yeah.
Then we will see. But in any case, please continue with your service enthusiastically in Ranchi. And that is the place in Jharkhand where, of course, Mahaprabhu traveled through that and made all the tigers and all the animals dance in Sankirtan. So it's a very special place. It's a place of Gaur Leela.
Yes, Maharaj. We need your blessings.
Okay. Hare Krishna to all of you.
Prabhu, you're there?
Yeah, Harikesh Prabhu wanted to speak, I think.
Yes, there.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yes. So from the old IIT days, right? Earlier batches, right?
Yes.
I think when I was there, I didn't have the good fortune to meet you there. I met you much later.
Okay. Fine.
I left in 2003, so.
Okay.
So I think our batch was most fortunate. Means our time, you visited many times. That time at around 4 or 5 times during when I was there.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Okay.
Pawan Goel too, I think he also wants to speak something. He is a professor in IIT Kharagpur now. So he was also there, Maharaj, when he used to visit IIT Kanpur.
I see.
Pawan Goel Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. What do you teach in IIT Kharagpur?
Maharaj, I'm teaching computer science here.
Okay. Very nice. You did, what did you do in IIT Kanpur?
Maharaj, I was doing my bachelor's in electrical engineering from 2003 to 2007.
Okay.
And we were very blessed by your, when you came to IIT Kanpur, I think in 2005 or 2006, you once came and we were blessed by your association.
Okay.
And actually at my family, so I used to give all your Hindi lectures to them, and my mother and everyone in my family have heard your lectures on so many seminars.
Okay, okay. Very nice, very nice. So please continue on and do your practice and preaching of Krishna consciousness in IIT Kharagpur also. So whatever you all have received, now you give, you share it with others. Okay?
Leela Govind Prabhu Maharaj, he is one, we both are serving in Gurukul together. He
Yes.
was need to get into this.
Hare Krishna, Leela Govind, Haribol. You're right now in the Gurukul in Vrindavan?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay, okay. Very nice, very nice. Okay, very happy to see you.
I remember, Maharaj, in 2007 January, you gave a very nice session on nectar of devotion. Lecture series in Vrindavan. Sorry, in the Kanpur. We came from Vrindavan, so it's a very memorable. That is
Okay. Fine, fine.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, so Hare Krishna to all of you.
Let us chant one Mahamantra, praying for Maharaj's good health and expressing our gratitude that he came in today's session and shared his wonderful experiences, memories. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Others can leave. Maharaj will introduce that Kriya. Maharaj, you were talking about that.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
It is called proning. So that is to increase the oxygen saturation levels. Because during COVID, there is a drop in the COVID, in the oxygen saturation. Generally, it should be above 95. But during COVID, it can drop very significantly. It can go down below 90. It can go down to 80, 85 also. So then what they do is they place the patient on oxygen, external oxygen. That continues until there is recovery and the oxygen saturation levels are naturally high. The external oxygen support continues. But for those of you who are still online and you want to hear this, it's very, very important. If any of you has COVID, are COVID positive, or if you have anyone in your friend circle or your family members or anyone you know who's COVID positive, so even if they are at home, it is very, very important to do this one exercise. It is called proning, and it is validated by modern medicine also. It is, research has been done and it is proven to increase the oxygen saturation levels by 10%, which can be very significant. So, as you know, there is a word in English called prone and supine. Supine means to lie on your back, and prone means to lie on your stomach, right? And then there is a lateral position when you sleep on your left side or your right side, right? So there are these different ways of lying down. So proning refers to you being in the prone position. Prone position means that you lie on your stomach, that is face down on the bed. Then what you do is you place a pillow under your hip bone, not under the stomach. The stomach should not be touched. Under the hip bone. And the other pillow should be under the upper chest. And if you like, you can also place some pillows below your feet. That's not a problem. And the stomach should not touch the bed. It should be left free to expand and contract. Because in the breathing process, the diaphragm, it expands and contracts. So the stomach goes in and out. So if you lie flat on your stomach and compress the stomach, then the stomach cannot expand and contract freely. So you have to leave some gap between the stomach and the bed. That is why the cushions are used on both sides. Below the hip bone, under the hip bone, and under the upper chest. So then you can lie in that position and breathe. That's all. There are various variations of this. You can put your one hand forward, one hand back, like in the swimming posture. You can look up YouTube videos. They have many on this now. So this is extremely helpful. Lie for as much time as you can. You can move your head. That is not a problem. But being in this position increases the oxygen saturation a lot. What happens to COVID patients is when they sit up, immediately oxygen levels go down. Or even if they sleep on their back, the oxygen levels may go down. But if you lie like this, or you can lie in the lateral position, I think it is left or something, you can check in the videos. So that proning is also that position is also very good. So this you must do because it is very helpful for patients who are COVID positive, or even as a preventive, because to keep your oxygen levels high in the body, in the blood, that is very good. And the second is simple. It's the Anulom Vilom Pranayam. All of you know what is Anulom Vilom, yes? You shut one nostril, you have to do like this. One nostril, the right nostril you shut, you inhale slowly through the left nostril, you hold it, hold the breath, and then you release through the other nostril. Then again you inhale through the right nostril, close it, and then exhale through the left. So you can do some YouTube research on this. Anulom Vilom Pranayam, very simple, very well-known and simple pranayam. This will also help to raise the oxygen content. So definitely you should do this and you will see the difference. Okay? Very simple.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. In a short notice, you were merciful enough to come to this Zoom meeting. And for a long time, I could not have darshan of you, but unfortunately in the COVID, but fortunately through online, we could meet, and many of the new students could also meet you. So we are very, very thankful and grateful to you for accepting our request. And so please bless us so that we can continue in our service and mission of Srila Prabhupada. And we are not able to serve you in any way. You have spent so much time, but so we are not able to serve you in any way. So please forgive us. And
no, all of you are serving because you are continuing your Krishna consciousness and you're trying to spread the word to others also. So that is wonderful service.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so best wishes. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande.
Hari Bol.